Good evening, good afternoon, football fans. Welcome inside BC Place here on BC Sports as we bring you more BC High School football action underneath the dome as it's the GW Grizzlies taking on the Centennial Centaurs here in the second to last game here in the playoffs as the Grizzlies will wear their dark uniforms. Dark blue, blackish down there, white numbers. Centaurs are in their whites with the red helmets, white pants as well. As it's Jake Elliott and Jay Prepchuk with you. Kick it off. Let's play some football. Short opening kick here, and the Centaurs will get down on top of the football and start the drive here from the 32-yard line. Jay Prepchuk, you've been here all day, my man. Still bouncing around the broadcast booth here with tons of energy. How's it going, my friend?
Absolutely. Just a fan. Well, hey, it's, BC High School football. It's semifinal Saturday. I mean, you got to you work through it, right? It's like the 13, 14-hour day. You love it, right? It's what we do, right? So, hey, really enjoying the earlier games. Congratulations to the earlier victorious teams. Victorious teams,
yes. You can recap the scores from earlier today as we move along through the broadcast here. But the Centaurs get the opening possession from the 32-yard line, led by Cameron, who will go up under center for this opening snap, and he'll hand off, and not much along the ground there. Maybe a loss of a couple, in fact, on the opening carry there for Zaid Zarbi, who's carried the load here for the Centaurs for the majority of the season. Centennial, I should note here, folks, right off the top of the broadcast, Jay, let's get this out into the open right here, right now. I am an alumni of the Centennial Centaurs. I did not play football, much to the chagrin of Coach Galeska back in the day, in the early 90s, during my high school years there at Centennial. But I did go here. I used to come and watch the high school playoffs here at BC Place back when I was going to high school. As we got a second down run here for Zarbi, and again, can't get back to the 30-yard line here, looking at third and long for the Centaurs. But on top of that, Jay, my father also a teacher since the doors swung open at Centennial way back, I want to say, in the 70s. Better part of 40 years as a teacher there, a staple and institution at that school was my father. So a lot of emotion, a lot of memories, and a lot of excitement coming into this game here, knowing that the Centaurs are playing in this semifinal game. But with all that being said, I'll try and keep it professional. Keep it down the middle here. I don't want to upset anybody from Grizzlies Nation as well.
Well, it's a good thing they're not playing the Hands with Royals, because we would have a battle right there.
There you go.
Buddy.
Third down and long here for Cameron and the Centaurs. Take a shotgun snap, throw over the middle. It's caught somehow. Almost put it on him before he even turned around to find the football. But Zarbi makes the catch, but I think he's going to be... Oh, man, they're right at the sticks here. I think they're going to wave him ahead for a first down, Jeff.
It's going to be close here, and we have a great angle. It's right in front of us, of course, from the press box in this situation. First down from the 42. So a nice job by Malcolm Cameron, the outstanding quarterback from the Centaurs, to get that initial first down.
So 1st and 10, fresh set of downs here for Centennial, who, of course, got here on the strength of a big-time upset win at O'Hagan Field at Vancouver College, 27-24, the final in that one. Nobody saw the Centennial Centaurs beating the powerhouse Vancouver College, who I don't think had lost in about 30 games, Jeff.
No, exactly. And, of course, they were the defending champions. And, gosh, I was at the Notre Dame Lord Tweedsmuir game, and a lot of folks were saying, I was texting with some people, and they were, are you sure you got the score right? Yeah, hey, good job, Dino, way to go. They hung on 27-24 last Saturday at O'Hagan Field.
Yeah, unbelievable upset win here for Centennial. Find themselves in the semifinal game now and set up a nice little screen to the near boundary. Looked like a horse collar tackle, maybe a face mask to go along with it on Suarez, but no flag comes flying. Good down and distance there for Centennials. They'll bring up third down and about 3 here. And, of course, GW, so Centennial going 4-3 this season during the regular season. They come up with that big upset in the playoffs. They get past Belmont pretty easily in the opening round as well. They haven't lost since they played Terry Fox early in November, 28-24 in that game. So 3 wins in a row here now for Centennial, feeling really comfortable and confident coming into this football game. As here's Zarbi bouncing it to the outside, and he'll pick up 2.5 here. I think he's going to be about a half yard short. And just before we get on to the Grizzlies here, and I do want to talk about GW, you think about this program here at Centennial. Zarby, one of these 5-year guys that have suffered through the pains and trials and tribulations here that the Centaurs have. They went 3 years without winning a football game, Jay. Now 4-3 in this season. But you look over to the other side here, and you would have to expect the Grizzlies to be the favorite coming into this game. 6-1 are the Grizzlies, and rolling with wins over Tweedsmuir, Stardust, and Mount Doug on their way here to BC Place.
Absolutely, and it's going to be interesting to see if fatigue does play a little bit of a factor, because they did play on Monday in a hard-fought battle and a victory over Mark Townsend's Mount Doug Rams, which was a quarterfinal game that, of course, had to be shifted around because of the situation, of course, out in the valley. And so, GW played a tough battle on Monday, and here they with the turnaround and coming back and playing on Saturday. But these young guys are, running on adrenaline right now, and they have certainly had a very, very successful football season, to say the least. And it's interesting to see, because I was talking to the coaches throughout the week from GW, and a lot of these young men, played football. It's a good model, right? They played football for the community giants, and talked to the coach. I said, a lot of your players were community players, right? Yeah. 80% of these Grizzlies played, in the Chilliwack Giant Community Program. So great to see. And the coaches have, of course, come up from the community program. Coach Parks, Coach Smith, all the different coaches from GW Graham. So they've known these kids. A couple of their sons, of course, are still playing on these teams and so on. So, you know what, I really commend both programs. And what can you say about Dino Jeremiah, turning this program around from exactly, like for in the last 2-3 seasons, right? Yeah. Turning this
3 years,
Centaur program
3 years
around.
straight without a victory. And GW, a fantastic year here, 6-1, led by Fever, who's had a great year here. 13 touchdowns on the year, over 1,100 yards in the air. As Centennial looked like they had the first down, but then the penalty accepted here will back them up and bring in fourth down, as Kim will come out to punt away here for the Centaurs, as the Grizzlies defense is going to get off the field.
Yeah, again, an outstanding job of the Grizzlies to kind of, close it down a little bit. A nice drive, though, to start for the Centaurs, getting a couple of first downs.
Good snap, good kick, a high one, not particularly long, but
got a good
lots
bounce.
of time to get downfield and cover. Then it takes a big Centaur bounce, and Jay, that's about a 60-yarder.
Yeah.
Right there down to the 11-yard line here of the Grizzlies is where they will start their opening possession of this semifinal matchup.
Yeah, nice kick by Kim there. Again, had lots of height and, of course, got a great bounce for him. And, that's what you're going to get when you're playing in BC Place. I was down on the turf watching a couple of the games earlier, and the turf's not the soft turf. I know they're going to replace it in the future here, but certainly got a good bounce for the Centaurs.
Well, it's good just to be back here at BC Place. That was, of course, in jeopardy for quite some time. They just weren't sure whether it was going to be able to happen or not. As a run here on first down, and the Centaurs attack that quickly. It'll be a loss of a couple. As unable to get started there was Samuel Mounts.
Boy, you can see the aggressiveness on both sides of the football. Certainly the Graham's defense came out in a very, very aggressive approach, and the same with the Centaurs. Dino Jeremiah, of course, is the head coach, but also kind of a defensive specialist. So his defense is going to be very, very well prepared against the Grizzlies.
They got Caravata down on the sideline there, Jay.
Yeah, there's Julio. Yeah, talked to Julio, wished him luck, sent him a text last night.
Who's got a better arm, you or Caravata? Tell me, right up.
At this time, I don't know if either of us could throw a ball more than 10 yards, to be truthful with you, but hey, Julio went on and, of course, played professional football, right? So, I had a tryout but didn't make it. Julio played for a few years, of course, could punt as well, right? We were both Simon Fraser quarterbacks, and it was great to have him,
if I recall back, wasn't Bob Ovilovich part of the Centennial program way back in the day as well? I think his kid coming through the ranks and playing quarterback there at Centennial as well.
That's right. Good memory, Jake.
Shotgun snap, handoff here to Mans, and he'll break a tackle and another as he picks up close to 6 on second down, and he'll bring up 3rd and 4 here as good push up front by the big boys on the Grizzlies' offensive line there, opening up a nice hole for Samuel.
Absolutely, and that offensive line from the Grizzlies is going to do a good job, because the head coach, Luke Atchison, is a former offensive lineman. So you know what? When your head coach is an offensive lineman, you know that those guys up front are going to do a good job opening holes, which they've done all year
Call it 3rd and 5 on the rollout now. Here's Fever, completion, turn it upfield, and met right at the sticks, and then thrown down hard into the Centennial bench. No flags come a-flying there, and an aggressive tackle after the completion to George Kelly.
Boy, I tell you, there is sure some aggressive football being played, and we've only played half the first quarter. But I tell you, both teams very, very well prepared. Excellent call, play-action pass on 3rd and short. Nice job by Fever getting the ball out. Fever had a great season. Completing 62% of his passes.
He did go a long way. 13 touchdowns, I mentioned. George Kelly, 30 receptions on the year, 6 touchdowns. Over 13 yards per catch as well. As here's Mans on another carry looking for a hole. He'll turn it upfield for a couple. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 7 as I look down, see local scribe Steve Ewan patrolling the sidelines here at BC Place, and is
good to see him healthy.
Yeah,
and Howard Samura's been out there all day taking pictures. He, of course, was here with me bright and early at 8:30, getting ready for the Grade 8 championship game. Not sure if you know, Jake, but the
Vancouver College. Yeah, I thought I
big
saw that.
15-8 victory over the Notre Dame Jugglers. So great rivalry starting already with Grade 8 with those two fine football programs.
Yeah, no. Just continue that for the next 4 years. And a hard hit in the hole. Somehow stayed on his feet and picked up the 1st down. Good run there from Mansu. Went for over 650 yards on his regular season, averaging over 100 yards per game, 6.5 per carry, Jay, to go along with 7 touchdowns. Impressive year for the tailback here of the Grizzlies.
Absolutely. And again, when you've got an offensive line like they have, and those guys are opening holes up there. But, hey, that was a lot of work on his part. Certainly that was a good physical tackle that came up, but he was able to break loose and get that extra yardage for the 1st down.
Remember, this drive starting way back on the 10-yard line here. They're out to the 45-yard line, and now they're out across the 50 as another good carry for about 8 as he falls forward for closer to 9. And the Grizzlies really winning the battle at the line of scrimmage right now.
Absolutely, and that was one of the things when I talked to Luke Atchison, the head coach, all week. I talked to him about, what are the keys to the game, and he said, hey, our offensive line have got to do a good job of opening holes for Mans, and that's exactly what they've done in this first drive, Jake.
Ball just shy of the Centaur 45-yard line from the left hash mark as the Centennial defensive line shifts, and now completion made. Evade one man, up the sideline across the 40, spins out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Nice hook up there for Beauregard, as he has not seen a lot of balls thrown his way this season, Jay. I don't got anything down here for Beauregard, but made a nice catch and move after the completion there.
Actually, absolutely, and he is really the 3rd leading receiver behind George Kelly and Caverly on this football team. So nice to see the Grizzlies spreading the wealth around and getting the ball to different players on their football team. Fresh
set of downs here for G-Dub. As they'll work from the 36 on the rollout here is Fever. Here comes the pressure, puts it up, completion made, an 11-yard gain, and then stepping out of bounds nicely. Was that Christian Beck getting targeted there?
Yeah, again, Christian Beck, a nice, a good fine football player from the community program. Nice job by Fever rolling out to his left-hand side. The wide receiver just running a streak pattern, kind of clearing out the area, and a nice job by Fever of hitting Beck on the underneath breakout route.
Nice hands catch there, right? Extending out, letting that ball get into the hands, and then securing the football as we got a whistle down here with 4:41 to go in this opening quarter. We apologize. I know we don't have replays here today, Jay. We're working on that. Hopefully somebody's going to show up with the cords and cables that we're looking for here, but also we don't have the score bug on our screen, so I will do my best to keep everybody updated on the time remaining and the down and the distance and all that sort of stuff in this football game as we move along. As 2 semifinal matchups here tonight, Jay. Of course, here GW and Centennial getting after it in the early one, and then a couple of storied programs coming up in the nightcapper with Notre Dame, the Jugglers, taking on the Ravens of Terry Fox.
Boy, I tell you, we're looking forward to that game, certainly. Of course, this one's going to be a great game as well. But, speaking with the veteran coaches, Tom Kadaba, who, of course, has coached, for many, many years at Terry Fox, undefeated this year, 7-0. Interesting, Terry Fox hasn't played a football game in 3 weeks, though, Jake, and so we're going to see if that's going to be
make note of that,
a factor.
Yeah, we'll see if that is a good thing or possibly a bad thing for Terry Fox. 1 week, great. 2 weeks, you're kind of push. 3 weeks, maybe a little too long. But they've been hard hit right in the second level there, and stopped dead in his tracks, shy of the first down. But it'll be second and short here. They've been working hard for those 3 weeks down there at Terry Fox and going through the motions and practicing hard, though. But no live game action for 3 weeks. That's a long time to go.
Exactly. And, Notre Dame is on a roll. And, of course, they had a good game against Lord Tweedsmuir last week, and they defeated Mount Boucherie in the initial playoff round. And so they're on a roll, certainly, with the outstanding player in the province, Aiden Domino, a quarterback and defensive end. Interesting combo that we'll certainly be discussing all night tonight.
Easy first down pickup there for Samuel Manns inside the 10-yard line now, and this has just been a real methodical drive here from GW, just marching down the field. Good mix of pass and run here, and they're just keeping the Centaur defense on their heels. I think they're just kind of outplay calling them right now and keeping them off balance.
Yeah, that's exactly the game plan that Coach Atchison described to me as we spoke during the week.
Here's a first down toss. Make the cut. And Centennial swarms to the football here for maybe one on first down, as it'll be second and goal from the 9.
Yeah, and that Centaur's defense is going to be well prepared with Dino Jeremiah, the head coach, really preparing his football team offensively and defensively. But, especially on defense, probably not too many surprises down here. GW is going to run plays that they've had success with all year.
From the left hash mark this time, second and goal here from the 9. Shotgun snap, and it's a handoff that goes backwards as Centennial just brought the jailbreak blitz there and got home quickly and driving back for a 3-yard loss.
And that's sometimes going to happen down when you get inside the 10-yard line or near the goal line. When you run an open set like that and you have just your 5 linemen blocking for your single back, sometimes it's really hard to defend the slanting and the blitzes and the different games that folks are going to play on defense. And, again, that experienced defense with Coach Jeremiah leading the way is certainly going to tell you.
It's just a case where Centennial called the right defense for the play that GW is about to run.
Exactly. And usually not a fluke.
Here's third down, and it's another run, and it's Manns again looking inside the 5 down to the 3. Now decision time here for the Grizzlies.
We're watching Luke. Luke's going for it. You were thinking the same thing that I was.
I was just thinking,
I was just
thinking, you started this drive way back on your 10-yard line here, and to finish it off with a 3, I think would be some sort, a little bit disappointing. I think if you're the Grizzlies here, you want to finish this thing off. It's been a great drive for them.
Absolutely. Interesting to see what happens. Maybe a little bit of play action pass. Let's see if they can isolate.
Huge play here. And it's a run for the quarterback. Made one man miss, stacked up at the goal line, didn't get it.
He did not get it. Boy, I tell you, that's a great call down on the goal line, getting your quarterback running. And certainly Lucas Fever is a good athlete, a tough kid. And, gosh, good job by the Centaurs defense to close that up.
Big time stop there from Centennial at the goal line. They'll start the drive from inside their own 1-yard line, but no points up on the board there for the Grizzlies as they just controlled that football for about 8-9 minutes on that drive. That had to be, 10, 12 plays long.
Yeah,
and come up empty at the end of it. I don't regret the decision to go for it. I don't think 3 would have been as very satisfying as 6 would have been. And now you look at it, and you're forcing them to go 99 yards if they want to score.
Absolutely.
So here's first down for Centennial. Look out. Well, there's your points. Safety.
There's your points, exactly. Boy, so, gosh, they earned them, but in certainly a different way when you get the safety. And there's, again, a situation where you've got your single back and you're running zone search plays like that. Oftentimes that penetration is just going to get in there. And, oftentimes you are get trapped in there for a loss of yardage. And that's exactly what happened there. And Coach Parks, I tell you, we talk a lot about the Centaurs defense with Coach Jeremiah, but Coach Parks, who, again, is coached for many, many years in the community league, and I talked to him a couple of times during the week this week about his defense, the keys to the game. And gosh, GW Graham, they've played 12 games this year and allowed less than 10 points a game. So again, in AAA football,
pretty special.
Exactly. So Coach Parks, I tell you, he has got his guys ready. He's got his troops ready, and Hey, the nice thing about this situation is they're going to get the ball back at usually pretty good field position because the kick, of course, comes from the 20-yard line after a safety.
Yeah, I thought it was going to come up a little bit further, to be honest with you. And I was going to say, like, that might not be the worst thing to happen to Centennial right there. Take the safety, kick away, get a little field position. Because if you drive, 5-6 yards, then you have to punt. You're looking at a short field. Or you're maybe looking at a turnover and ending up in 6 instead of 2. So they'll kick away here from the 20-yard line. But the Grizzlies will still get good field position here depending on the return, as they'll drive it deep to the 28-yard line. And here comes the return for Mance. Looking for a hole. Grab from behind and rip down at the 48-yard line. But half a football field to go here now for GW, who lead this football game 2-0 with 1:25 to go in this opening quarter.
I tell you, I mean, if you were going to ask an offensive coordinator if you don't mind starting with the football at the 50-yard line, you'd take that any time. And so, again, the Grizzlies, that last drive, as you said, 80 yards getting stopped on the Centennial 1-yard line. Gosh, starting at the 50-yard line is certainly an advantage for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, it's been kind of a bend, don't break sort of thing, and then they come up with a big goal line stop. But they just keep handing it off to number 32 here. And now he bounces one to the outside, trying to turn the corner. Gets to the 32-yard line before being pushed out of bounds. Good 18-yard scamper there for Mance.
Yeah, exactly. And, a nice job of bouncing that ball to the outside, kind of reading his blocks, being patient with his off-tackle kind of zone search play. Excellent job of bouncing that ball to the outside. Showed a real kind of good burst to get that extra 10 yards.
Mentioned averages over 100 per game, over 6 per carry. And he's well on his way to that here as he's doing some work in this opening quarter. I wonder how long can he keep it up? Can he just keep handing the ball to 32 over and over again? They do it again.
They're going to try.
And they'll pick up 3 on first down to the 30.
Hey, Jake, we have an out-of-town score here. We've got
Give it to me, man.
The Kelowna Owls are continuing in their victorious ways here with now they're up 37-8 over South Kamloops. So that game, of course, being played in Kamloops.
Yeah,
so
you kind of feel, you definitely feel bad for the interior kids and the decision made. That travel just wasn't possible or necessary with what's going on in our province right now, flooding-wise. As a completion to the 27 and tackled down there by Duncan. So a little unfortunate that, a lot unfortunate that the interior teams couldn't make their way down to BC Place, but you got to understand it, and I guess you got to respect it, and you just got to go out there and play the opponent in front of you and do your best.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I know coming from both of us, Jake, where our thoughts and prayers, of course, are with everybody out there that's been affected from this, and
it's still going on, man.
Yeah,
like it's not getting a whole lot better out there right now.
Is it ugly out there today? I know I haven't been out. I've been in here, of course, all day today.
Yeah.
And,
well, it's been coming down all day long, and I think this is just the start of it, right? Like, we got more on the way here. So, take care of each other out there, people. Be kind, be courteous, and love your neighbor and all the rest of it. We'll all get through. If we can get through this godforsaken pandemic over the last couple of years here, Jay, we can get through some flooding as well.
Absolutely. Again,
God,
congratulations. Congratulations, Kelowna, and they're going to move on to play in the Interior Championship next weekend against the Vernon Panthers. So are you going up for that game, Jake, or are we going to fly? We'd have to fly.
No, we got to be here, man. We got to be here for the mainland Subway Bowl.
Yeah, what's happening next week, right? Next weekend we're here. We're going to see what happens.
December 4th, 7 p.m. Subway Bowl, Coastal Subway Bowl going down here at BC Place. We'll have it for you here on Sports Canada TV and BC Sports as well.
That's a big game for us. We got a big game.
I'm looking for it.
We're going to dress up, or we're going to dress up for that? Or
usually it's my guy Travis Lule. Another quarterback usually slides in. But I'm happy to have you on board this year, Jay. You put in so much work and so much time doing these games with me. I'm happy to know that you're getting the big payoff at the end of the season here in the Subway Bowl next week.
Yeah, well, I'm excited about it, right? I mean, it's it's the pinnacle. It's the big game of the year, of course, right? And so, who's going to be in that game? Jake, who's going to be in that game? We're going to decide in a couple hours. We're going to know that, right?
I'm liking the way GW has come out of this out of the gates here against the Centaurs. I know we got a long way to go with 12-minute quarters here, but I honestly, I haven't had the opportunity to watch a whole lot of high school football this season just because of the way things are right now. But, Terry Fox has got to be right there in the mix.
Oh, absolutely.
They're 7-0, and they've been rolling. And, they're always kind of like the Dark Empire, right? That
right.
team that everybody kind of doesn't like except for Fox fans. And they always kind of like to play the villain and always seem to find themselves right around the final in the Subway Bowl when it comes time. There's an incompletion and a hard hit on Fever after letting the ball fly. As it'll bring up fourth down here, I believe, and yes, it will. Fourth down and about 7 to go. And kind of in that area of the field now, Jay, where, I know they gambled inside the 5-yard line, but they might just do it again here, sitting on the 31-yard line. You don't really want to punt. You don't really want to line up for a field goal.
Yeah.
So why not just line up the offense and go for it?
Well, it's interesting because you watch most of the NFL teams now, and NFL teams in this situation, they're going for it these days, aren't they? Not just the Los Angeles Rams these days. It's everybody doing it.
What do they say, Jay? You would know. Possession is 9/10 of the law, right?
Right.
Pass over the middle is complete. Right up the chute to the 5, touchdown.
Wow. There you go. There you go, Lucas Fever. That's a strike. Man, wow, what a great pass. What a great touchdown pass there on fourth down to throw that pass there. Little skinny post from that inside receiver. Just did an outstanding job of putting that ball right on the money and a great burst into the end zone. Hey, great touchdown, G.W. Graham. Nice start to this football game.
Tyson George Kelly right up the slot, and Fever put it on the numbers. And then I think the most important thing with that pass is he put it on him in stride. There was no slowdown on that reception. He was running full speed when he caught it and didn't have to slow down one bit.
Right on, yeah, exactly. And that's why, hey, Tyson George Kelly.
Oh, look out. We got an extra point and then a flag to go along with it, as I think Kelly was hit at the end of it.
Yeah.
As he handles the extra point duties after receiving a touchdown.
Yeah, there's
a 15-yarder, too.
Right, and that's going to be added on to the kickoff. So, again, field position. We saw the field position earlier play a factor in the G.W. Graham starting from the 50-yard line. And now this should be put onto – interesting to see the call here, but it should be.
Well, the kick was good.
Yeah.
But now I think GW is going to accept the penalty and line up and go for 2 now. They've
exactly,
swapped,
yeah.
which they are allowed to do.
Interesting situation because it would have been at the 3-yard line. Now it goes to the 1.5. So, it's.
They're going to line up for the kick again.
Because he missed it, yeah.
Oh, did they miss the extra point kick?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, my apologies.
Right.
I thought that kick went through, and I thought they were lining up for 2. Here's George Kelly again, and this time.
Makes no mistake.
Room and accuracy as he puts it up through.
There you go. Good start for G.W. Graham. Again, just showing that physicality on that offensive line, being able to open up holes. But the pass, the arm of Lucas Fever, who, of course, completed over 62% of his passes this year and 17 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions. So nice job by Lucas Fever of just throwing that ball into the seam. And, who are you going to go to on your fourth down situation? You're going to go to your number one receiver, right? You got to go to your number one guy, and that's exactly what he did. And Tyson George Kelly, a provincial all-star who, again, 9 touchdowns this year for him, close to 700 yards in receiving. Wow. I mean, that's the guy you're going to go to, right? And well-executed play. Great job, great call. Nice job for the Grizzlies to go up.
And the other thing it does with that extra point, it goes from a 1-score game to a 2-score game just with that single right now at 9-0. And Centennial finally, finds himself down 2 scores here quickly.
Good point.
Short kick here, bounces at the 20, picked up at the 18. Here comes the return here for the Centaurs. Make the cut, trying to bust it back across the field as he bounces off a tackler, still plowing ahead to the 34-yard line. There's a pretty decent return there for Centennial.
Yeah, big drive coming up for the Centaurs. Let's see if, Julio Caravetta, we talked about earlier. Julio's going to be calling some of the plays up front here for the Centaurs. And let's see if they're going to maintain, their drives along the ground, see if they give the ball to Sabry. Again, offensive MVP. Let's see if they're going to continue to, use him along the ground.
I believe that was Tamani Duncan on the return. That gets him out to the 35 in between the hash marks here for Centennial. 1 in the backfield. And One tight to the tight end here, two in the slot. Here's the pass knocked down. And timing just off there as Theo Smith swats that one to the turf.
Theo Smith, great to see. You know, it's so interesting for me. I get to see a lot of these young guys that were little giants in, you know, out in the Chilliwack area, and it's great to see them, you know, growing up and playing varsity football, of course, for the Grizzlies here and doing an outstanding job. And again, smart football player, was right on the spot on that breakout pass, breaking it up.
2nd and 10 after the incompletion as they go trip receivers to the near side here. And look to be throwing here on 2nd and 10. Grizzlies show blitz off the edge. Here they come. Pass in the pocket right up the middle. And had a couple of guys out there open in Lucic. I think the intended receiver as Diego Suarez was in the vicinity as well, but Grizzlies just didn't really leave Cameron a whole lot of time to load up the gun there as he overshot his receiver by a couple.
Interesting to see here, Jake. You know, we're already into the second quarter, and you know, Malcolm Cameron has not looked to his number one receiver last week, Keyshawn Bestwick, and you know, Keyshawn 3 touchdown receptions for touchdowns last week against Vancouver College, and yet they haven't gone to him yet. Look for them to try to get the ball to Keyshawn Bestwick.
Only played 4 regular season games and was their leading receiver in those 4 games. Here's Cameron going down hard. As getting home quickly was Bronauer, and some impressive numbers for him this season as well, Jay Prepchuk.
Boy, I tell you, when I was doing my prep for this game and I looked, 75 tackles and 37 sacks.
Okay,
I even texted the coach.
Was that accurate? Because I looked at that too. I had him down for 19 sacks in the regular season, and I thought, this cannot be right. That's half of his regular season tackles were sacks.
That's
and
a career. That's a career for James Parker.
And you're telling me you talked to the coach and that was a legit number?
That's legit. Mind you, they played.
That's got to be a record.
12 games.
It's got to be a record.
Right? I know. We talked about it. I remember coming home on the bus from one of our SFU games. We were talking about this kid getting like 6 or 7 sacks in one game. Some of those are for tackles for loss.
Yeah.
Right? But, boy,
still,
you can.
Sacks a sack, man.
Exactly.
That's nuts. Like, I literally put a big star beside that when I saw that.
Yeah.
And you're telling me it's legit, man.
And guess what? Grade 11.
Oh. That is
How
nuts.
about that, eh?
That is nuts.
Grade 11, yeah.
Well,
so we are
I'm
looking
sure,
at him coming off the edge. Boy.
I'm sure the recruitment letters have already started from one Mr. Bronauer.
Exactly.
Wow. All right, Grizzlies take over here at their 40-yard line, and guess who? It's Mans on the carry again. Almost had it yanked free there, but will pick up 7. Closer to 8 on first down.
Yeah,
as
there
they
you go.
just keep handing
pound
the
the
rock
rock
to number 32.
Exactly.
It's working, but I honestly wonder, like, can he sustain this for 4 quarters?
Well, exactly. And, you know, when I talked to Dino, the head coach of Centennial, exactly what he said. You know, we've got to be disciplined on defense, be physical versus their good O-line. There you go. There's the football game so far right now, right? Is that offensive line from the Grizzlies.
They have a delayed handoff, and they do not get enough for the first down. They pick up 1. They needed 2. It'll be 3rd down and 1. As we're under 10 minutes to go here in this opening half, with the Grizzlies leading the Centaurs 9-0 and have the ball out to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, big series here, boy. I tell you, as you said,
can't give up more points here.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. They've got to play tough, and they got to continue to play disciplined. Right. Look for the little play action, maybe going deep on 3rd and short here.
3rd and 1 from the 49. Got to get to the midfield stripe here. High snap, bring it down, hand it off, and easy pickup. Dancing around in the second level of the Centaur defense there is Mans to the 41-yard line on an excellent run. And again, those offensive linemen, Jay, are just opening up gaping holes for Samuel Mans.
Yeah, such a well-designed play, Jake. Just the entire offensive line blocking down to the right-hand side. The 2 guards pulling, kicking out, leading up the hole. Just a textbook blocking scheme and execution from the Grizzlies. Excellent job picking up the first down on that counter to the left-hand side.
Same formation, 2 and 2, 1 in the backfield, and again, it's right up the gut here. And sooner or later, Centennial is just going to have to decide to hang their hat and say, you're not going to run up the middle on us. And maybe that puts a little more stress and focus on your defensive backs and your linebackers. But man, like you cannot just allow them to keep marching up the field here, running on you. That's demoralizing.
Absolutely, and it's a tough decision because now if you start to blitz, now you got to play different coverage. You got to play more one-on-one, man-to-man, and that means Tyson, George Kelly, a provincial all-stars, is going to come open.
2nd down and 8. Time in the pocket. Fever loads up a deep one. Got a man out there. Almost picked off. As Tamani Duncan might have had the best opportunity at it. As he was looking for Caverly, but pretty good defense out there from Duncan, who got a couple of hands on it, but couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, going deep, Lucas could have maybe put that ball a little bit more to the inside and not allowed that defensive back to get out to the outside like that. But boy, I tell you, that was a crucial play right there. That Centennial was lucky that ball wasn't completed as that receiver was just running up the seam.
So now Calverley takes a knee here back at the 41. He was the intended receiver who was down in the end zone, but then walks all the way back to the 41-yard line here, then decides to take a knee here for the Grizzlies before this upcoming 3rd down and 8. And, man, this Centaur defense, this is a down and distance here where they have to show up and get off the field from this area on the field if they want to stay in this football game right now.
Exactly, and it looks like the way that the Grizzlies, their philosophy on offense is this is 2-down territory for them, right? It doesn't mean 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 that they have to get it all in one crack here because they're, into the Centaurs' end of the field, and it looks like their philosophy on offense is to go for it anytime they're in the Centaurs' area of the field. So they don't need it all in one play.
From the 40, Fever, again time, pump fakes over the middle, and is that caught? Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Theo Smith just reached around a defender in the air, caught that ball and hung onto it on the way down to the ground, and it's all for naught here, Jay, as it's a holding call, and this thing's coming back and going back another 10 on top of that.
Oh, gosh, yeah, that was, that nullified just a great play. Theo Smith.
That looked like that catch in the Ohio State-Michigan game this morning. You didn't see it, Jay, because you were here, but just one of the college catches of the year.
Oh, really?
You'll see it on the highlights tonight. Absolutely ridiculous. Big Blue beating the Buckeyes earlier today.
Oh, boy.
Finally, Harbaugh gets over the hump there against the Ohio State. Might have saved his job.
What was the final in that game?
Oh, I didn't see the final, but it was a couple of touchdown wins.
Nice.
They dominated rushing the football.
Nice.
Tell you when, cold weather, snow, all the rest of it there at the big house.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. Fever, he'll roll to this near side, looking downfield. Now he'll throw, and this one will sail into the Centaur bench incomplete.
Boy, I tell you, that was tough on Lucas Fever because he kind of got flushed out of the pocket and he rolled out to his left-hand side, but he only had one receiver on this side. It was trips to the other side, so he rolled out to the one receiver side.
Why would he do that, Jay?
Well, he got flushed that way. So sometimes the quarterback, you don't have a choice to know where the pressure is going to come from. So that pressure came from his right-hand side, scrambled, rolled to his left-hand side. Wide receiver, the single wide receiver on this side, didn't really know that Lucas was scrambling because he didn't come back to the ball. Of course, we talk about scramble drill. We talk about if the quarterback's scrambling, come back to the ball, help your quarterback out. In that case, Lucas had no receivers and no help to his side. Big penalty. That holding penalty was a big penalty, wasn't it?
I mean, those will just kill a drive so quickly. As we have timeout Centennial here, I believe, before this punt. As I think it's going to be James LeBlanc who will handle the kicking duties here for the Grizzlies.
Hey, we got some out-of-town scores
Give
here,
it to me, Jay.
folks.
Let's
We
go.
have scores from earlier this week. Actually, junior AA semifinal action. Carson Graham Eagles, 43. West Vancouver Highlanders, 22. So the Carson Graham Eagle junior team will be playing John Barsby.
I know Justin was real excited about that, right?
Exactly. This Saturday coming up in the junior AA championship. And then we have interesting because tomorrow Vancouver College at the junior ranks again. Vancouver College, GW Graham play tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
At Notre Dame at 1:30.
No,
I know. Hey,
Didn't
it's
they
a
just?
Sunday.
That's great.
That's junior.
Okay, my bad. Yeah.
That's junior.
Great
so the
idea.
winner of that will be playing the St. Thomas More Knights. Carson Graham, 24. Langley, 22 in varsity action
Great game,
today.
I heard there.
Wow, just a super game. Congratulations to
Good angling kick
Coach
here
Brady.
from LeBlanc, excuse me, Jay, as he'll bounce one out at the Centaur 30-yard line. And not the deepest ball, but good execution there. Angle it to the wide side, get it out of bounds. No return, no flags, none of that.
Let's see now with Centennial on offense here.
They gotta get
they're
something
down.
going.
Hey, they're pretty. Really, they're lucky to be down. Only 9-0 with the way this game is going. But there's no need to panic right now, right? There's lots of time. We got 7 minutes and 33 seconds left in the second quarter. Lots of timeouts left. Let's get the ball to the offensive MVP. Let's get him rolling a little bit. Let's see if he can try to establish some sort of running game.
Get the ball in the hands of your playmakers.
Exactly.
Is I think what you're trying to say here. 5 wide for Centennial as they go empty backfield here for this drive to start on 1st and 10 from the 30. Long count here from Cameron. Time looking downfield, now tucks, and he'll pick up 4. Pushed out of bounds from behind by Gage O'Neill, who was right near the tackling lead of the Grizzlies this season.
Boy, interesting defense there again from the Grizzlies. Coach Parks, I love what he's doing there. He's kind of disguising his coverage a little bit. He had number 5 Maston up in the kind of like he was going to rush. He's a strong safety, outside linebacker type, and he was up on the line of scrimmage like he was going to rush. At the snap of the ball, he flew into the flat, and I think that kind of threw the quarterback, Malcolm Cameron, out because he wanted to throw it out there, but a nice job by Maston to being in that flat area.
2nd down and 6 here from the left hash, and Coach Dino none too happy here as I think he had to cook another timeout here before the snap of the football as the play clock was about to expire, and you didn't want to just lose that 4 yards that you just picked up.
Exactly. I mean, he's not going to be happy right now. Exactly. Burning a timeout in this situation is not what he wants to do.
You look at it, Jay, and would you think, I don't know if this plays a factor or not, you come off that big-time upset win at Vancouver College, and probably a place that a lot of those guys have played before, but now you're in a semifinal, and you're at BC Place, and a lot of these kids haven't experienced that. Do you think that could be playing a factor here early in this football game?
Oh, I definitely think so. I mean, there's nothing beats experience, right? And the Grizzlies, they've experienced a lot of success in this program, kind of coming through the junior ranks and of course at the community ranks as well. So I think that is definitely going to be a factor. Playing in the semifinals, playing in BC Place, it definitely, is a new scenario for them.
Here's Cameron on a 2nd and 6 after the timeout. Good protection, deep ball, looking for Bestwick there, but overthrew him as Bestwick was pretty well covered, as well as they finally take a shot at number 9 downfield.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's kind of like you look at the defensive setup, and, Coach Parks is an excellent coach and such an experienced coach, and he's going to take the Belichick approach, right? He's going to say, okay, what did Centennial do well last week? Well, they have a great, strong running game, and when they throw the ball, they want to get the ball to Bestwick, right? So we're going to make sure we put our best cover guys on, and we're going to make sure one thing in this game, that Bestwick does not beat us deep.
They go empty backfield again here to the Centaurs. 4 on the line for the Grizzlies. Over the middle it comes, and again, just a little too pumped up there is Cameron, who overshoots his receiver by about 2.5, 3 yards.
Yeah, and that was exactly the play that they scored a touchdown on against Vancouver College last week. And I saw one of the highlights actually when, Malcolm Cameron, did you see that highlight? It was an excellent highlight, and Malcolm was kind of describing the entire play. I looked the safety off one way, came back to the post the other way. He sounded like a CFL quarterback there. He sounded like a pro quarterback. He knew his stuff, and came back to a touchdown to Bestwick. But again, that cover 2 defense that the Grizzlies just played on that particular play was the perfect defense to defend that post route.
Well, I was a little surprised at the play call on 2nd down after picking up a nice 4 yards on 1st down. Maybe just trying to chip away with Zarby, right? Like, you got a big horse in the back. Another good Centennial bounce off the punt here, as it'll stop on the 25-yard line. But even if you only get 2 yards on 2nd down, then you give yourself a real manageable 3rd down. When you come up incomplete, I like the fact you're taking a shot downfield, and you got to keep the defense honest here. But, you know, if you give yourself a 3rd and 2 instead of a 3rd and 6, you open up your playbook so much more to try and pick up that first down.
Yeah, exactly, especially since the Grizzlies have that outstanding pass rush, right? And so, you know that when it's, like you say, when it's 3rd and 8, you know that they're going to the Grizzlies are just going to pin their ears back and, you know, come after that quarterback.
So after the Centennial punt here, the Grizzlies leading 9-0 with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Start this drive from the 25. They got a completion on first down. Nice little juke at the point of attack, and picking up close to 14 on that completion was Beauregard again, who made a nice move after making the catch and just left a Centennial Centaur in his dust as he worked upfield.
He really did. And again, such a popular play that, you know, a lot of the pros, of course, college teams are running. Just get that ball out there into your playmaker's hands. Get that, just make that quick throw. Quarterback, get the ball, get it out to those wide receivers quickly. It's an easy throw. Get him downfield and making, you know, that defense miss.
High snap. Mans takes it in, picks up 2, maybe 3 as he spins out of a tackle to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, just an inside, just that inside zone play again. You know, Coach Luke Atchison, he's a smart football coach, right? He knows where his bread and butter is. He knows that. He's got confidence in that offensive line. He knows he's going to grind it out. One of the keys that he talked about all week was just grinding it out, wearing them down, wear down that Centaur's defense.
2nd and 8. High snap again. Here's the pitch. Fumble! Ooh. And the Centaurs are on top of it.
Wow.
Just took his eye off the football, Jay, and Walter Zhang pounces on top of it, and Centennial gets the break they're looking for as they'll take possession inside the 40-yard line here of Grizzly territory.
Boy, I tell you what, a break with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Let's see if the Centaurs can capitalize this. They got to be able to get the ball to their tailback, into their tailback's hands. Again, we talk about, you know, when you've got the most valuable player in Zaid Sabri, we got to get him the football.
He's not in the backfield right now.
No.
I'm not even sure he's in the slot, to be honest with you. He is. And he is trying to set up a block, but again, quick pressure and a poorly thrown ball here from Cameron. Falls incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they've got a quads formation, so 4 wide receivers kind of into the boundary here, and, you know, not a lot of room out there, but just trying to get the ball out there into the playmaker's hands and try to get some blocks set up in front of them. But, you know, Malcolm Cameron maybe just a little bit rushed on that throw and, you know, did not, like you say, did not make a great throw.
Listen, I don't mind the 5-wide look one bit, but get back to your bread and butter. What got you to this football game? A little early to start abandoning the run, if you're asking my humble opinion. And here is Sabri, who will go right up the middle and pick up 5. What's wrong with that?
Exactly what you talked about, Jake. Exactly. You want to maybe shoot Julio a text at halftime?
Maybe an email. Maybe an email. I don't want to go direct text.
Yeah.
Let them check it at halftime.
Hey, you know what? These coaches have done prep. It's easy for us to stand up here and
I know.
And coach from the sidelines and, you know, be a sideline coach. But, you know, these guys have been watching film all week. They know their players, and I'm sure that they're going to start to execute sooner or later and, you know, continue to get the ball into their playmakers' hands.
2 down territory here for Centennial. Got to get to the 29 for a first down. In between the hash marks here for Cameron, who takes the shotgun snap, looks near sideline. Completion made, but might have lost a yard. As the Grizzlies right on top of that one to knock Kim to his backside right after he made the catch.
Yeah, good job by Rainborn there as a defensive back to come up and make the play on that quick screen. And interesting on that play because the Grizzlies were blitzing and they were bringing people. Malcolm Cameron did a nice job of getting the ball out of his hands quickly to his receiver. But you know what? I'm very, very impressed with that sound defense of the Grizzlies. Bringing up a big decision here for.
Well, looks like they're going to kick it here, Jay, and they better hurry. They took a long time making that decision. Play clock down to 7 here, and they're still not set up. Down to 4. They've already used 2 timeouts, down to 2. 1, just get the snap away. Kim, a little short pooch punt. Good spiral, fair catch. Signal made and caught at the 15. 4:13 here to go in this second quarter with the Grizzlies leading the Centaurs in this semifinal matchup 9-0.
Yeah, nice job by Carter Dallas there to call a fair catch. I mean, that takes a lot of guts on your own 15-yard line to call a fair catch like that, but he certainly secured it.
One of the scariest jobs in sports, right? Punt returner.
Absolutely. Yeah. I remember back in the old, I don't know if you remember this, Jake, but years and years ago in the CFL, they actually had no blocking rule in the CFL. All you old timers out there remember no blocking in the CFL punt return.
Is that
still a 5-yard rule?
Is that the leather helmets and no face masks?
Pretty well.
Another bubble screen here. And completion made once again. Pickup of, about 5 yards there as Beauregard is feasting here early in this half.
Yeah, and look for, a couple of flanker screens out there like that. Look for the Grizzlies to come back sooner or later in this football game. They're going to run a little bit, one of those kind of pump screens. They're going to screen it, pump to the outside guy, and have one of those receivers run down the sideline.
Well, double move. Nance with the cut. First down. Across the 30, out to the 31-yard line. Another good run for Samuel Mans, who has got to be close to what now, Jay? 60, 70 yards in this opening half.
Absolutely, and they're just kind of grinding it out. That's, again, the way the Grizzlies play. And, you watch their offensive line down there. I saw them in the pregame warm-up, and, boy, there's some physical boys out there. There's some really, really impressive football players on both sides of the ball. And, really all day I got a chance to be down on the sidelines and, watch some of these players. And I know that there's a lot of university coaches, of course, that love to come out to BC to scout. The University of Toronto coaches were out here.
Why wouldn't you?
Last week. Of course, our Simon Fraser coaches are here today. UBC coaches will be here. And, it's exciting for these young players because, gosh, they get a chance to, really show their stuff. And as I mentioned in the earlier game, for all you players out there, all you athletes out there, it doesn't matter how good of a football player you are. If you don't have your academics, if you are not, succeeding in the classroom, you are not going to be getting football scholarships anywhere to any university. So, hey, maintain those grades, work hard in the classroom.
Well said, Jay Prepchuk. Here's Fever looking deep and underthrew his man, who somehow comes back to the football and makes the catch at the 45. I don't know how. Is that Theo Smith again? Okay, there you go. Yep. Manis, thank you for that.
Thank you for the text here on. And anybody, hey, if we're not mispronouncing names out there, guys, sorry about that. We obviously don't know these guys. Send us messages. Thank you for the messages so far today. There's your pump, Jake. We called the pump. We called the little flanker screen pump. And getting downfield, nice catch. Let's see if the Grizzlies can maintain this drive.
It's Manis, and he fumbled again. Ball loose, picked up by Big 62 down there, and Cade Kelly, who will actually pick up a couple of yards on the second. And this is what I'm talking about. Manis been handed off the ball, 15, 20 times in this football game so far. Sometimes when you get physically tired, the mental game breaks down. And the last couple of carries, he's lost the football, and I put that down to being just tired both physically and mentally, and he's going to have to be aware of that late in this half.
Yeah, exactly. And, let's see what happens in the second half, especially coming off that Mount Doug game that they played on Monday, right?
2nd and 8 now, as Fever will hand off to Manis. And he's protecting that football that time and gets gang tackled after a couple. So, obviously, everybody has your personal phone number, Jay, so that's great. If you want to text Jay Prepchuk, you can do that. If you want to reach us on social media, you're also more than welcome to do that as well. You can find me no matter what platform you're looking at, PXP, the number 4 sports. PXP for sports is where you can find me, and Jay Prepchuk is?
Jay Prepchuk. There's not a lot of Jay Prepchuks out there, so yeah, people have.
Thank goodness for that.
People have texted me. They've seen. Well, I've got my website out there with all my information on it as well, right? Jay Prepchuk QB camps, of course, and but people are messaging me today on Instagram and messaging me on Facebook Messenger, text messages. No Snapchat for Coach Prepchuk. That's it. My kids don't let me get on Snapchat.
No, I think you're past that. TikTok?
A little bit of TikTok just to watch the dancing out there, but not me. That's for sure.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. I know what kind of dancing you're watching.
That's a
Jay,
tough visual. Yeah. That's not a good visual, is it? Okay, so we'll just stick to Facebook's old news for the kids, that's for sure. So
Yeah, it's
Instagram, text me, whatever. Let us know.
all right.
Let us know.
3rd down and 5 to go, under 2 minutes to go to recess. Says Fever, drop the snap, then does the wise thing there, Jay, and just falls on top of the football and a loss of 5.
Wow.
He had an idea that maybe he was going to try and pick that thing up and make something happen, but I think in the end does the right thing and just cover up the football.
Yeah, absolutely. Smart play. And again, as the clock ticks, with 1:30 left only in the first half, you're right. He did the right thing. He did the smart thing.
Well, I will say that LeBlanc got hurt earlier, who kicked the last punt away here. So new kicker, new punter for the Grizzlies, who will stand at his own 42-yard line. High snap comes in, step into it, got it away cleanly. On the run at the 20, nobody up that sideline, and stepping out of bounds was Kim. And Centennial will have, about 65 yards to go here in what just happens to be 65 seconds. Funny how that works out.
But good point about the punt, and you know what? Centennial knew that. There's coaching, right? They came after him, and gosh, they almost had the block on, and they almost did block that.
Wow, they picked up a few first downs along the way here in the first half, but no sustained drives here for Centennial so far. They only have 65 seconds here, but they want to get some points on the board here before halftime, trailing 9-0. It's the pitch to Sabry. Good little juke there, and now he spins and gets across the 30 and knocked out of bounds. They're going to say wind the clock here, and I don't like that call, as it looked like he was well out of bounds, but just stringing out that play there was the Grizzly defense.
Yeah, they did an excellent job. They really did, and again, you can really see.
Was that not out of bounds, though?
It is out of bounds, but they don't always call it as being out of bounds. They say that when the initial tackle is made in bounds and then he's forced out of bounds, they like to keep the clock running in that situation.
Well, instead of doing that, this is what we get instead. Player takes the knee. Oh, my knee sore, my ankle sore, my toe sore, or my.
Yeah, exactly.
And the clock gets stopped.
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, that's the way it is. And even, we talked about rules earlier today. There was a pass interference in BC high school football. Pass interference, Jake. Guess what? It's not an automatic first down. Personal foul. There was a face mask today.
Should be.
Not an automatic first down.
Should be.
It's crazy. I mean, it's not our, and hey, you know what? We've got such a great referee crew today. Tim Letterman.
You got him there?
Yeah, Tim Letterman, the head man, Stuart Massey, Brian Finley, Bill McKay, Len DeJulius, and Daryl Montague. Hey, what a great group of referees. But you know what? Talking to the refs earlier, talking to Mr. Roberto, Mr. Becker, they need referees. Anybody interested in wanting to be a referee out there? Let me know. Give me a call. I'll set you up with the contact information.
Under 30 seconds to go now, and a long second down. Here's a big hole for Sabry up the middle. He'll pick up close to 10, 12 yards here. Now Centennial wants to spike the football on, third down to 15 seconds. Almost too many men on the field. They get set, they spike. And it's going to bring up 4th down now with 9 seconds to go, and I guess it's Hail Mary time here, Jet.
Absolutely. And, hey, when you've got a guy like Bestwick out there, why not just throw it up to him and see if he can get under the football? But, hey, you know what? That's got to be one of the stories of the first half, right, of the Grizzlies nullifying really, one of the best receivers in high school football right now in Keyshawn Bestwick, who, we mentioned.
I mean, their last 3 games, they've allowed 12, 0, and 20 points against some really good football teams here. And you said, what are they averaging? Under 10 points for their opponents per game here?
Yeah, exactly. Lots of shutouts.
This is not probably all that surprising. And now we got, delay a game coming here against Centennial. This is 4th down, and I think they were thinking Hail Mary, and now I think you got to punt this, Jay. Like, you turn the ball over here.
Yeah.
And the Grizzlies can take a Hail Mary at it. You got to punt this football. You can't mess around here.
Good call, Jake. You've been watching some football lately, Jake. You're going to be in the coaching group pretty soon. You're not just lacrosse happy, handsome face there, are you anymore?
They're not doing it. They're not listening to me, though, Jet.
Well, let's see what happens. Boy, I tell you make a good point, though. Incomplete pass. There's going to be seconds left.
And they do complete it here to Bestwick, who will get a first down and get out of bounds with 4 seconds to go, and that changes everything now, Jay. Now you can take a shot downfield.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, what if they didn't get the first down there?
Well, it was a gamble, no question about it, but I think that play was successful is because GW thought the Hail Mary was coming, and they were playing 5 yards off the ball.
Good point. Yeah, exactly. So, again, here's your Hail Mary coming up right now. Let's see.
Cameron got an arm to get it down.
Malcolm, he's got
55 yards here.
Well, the when I saw
I
the
know
highlights
you
of
do,
him last
Jay.
week,
I know you do, but does
Julio maybe does, but maybe in the old days, but I don't know about now. But hey, I saw him throw that post pattern last week to Beswick, certainly showed that he had he does have a strong arm.
Keep an eye on number 9, bottom of your screen, split wide out here. His defensive back backed off to his own 40-yard line, and they'll just hand off to Sabry here. And look out. He might have something here if he gets one block out on the edge. Trying to cut it back now. Moves upfield, and he'll be tackled down inside the 35-yard line. But that looked pretty dangerous. He had 2 blockers and 2 defenders out there to beat. And they did a good job getting off their blocks and making that tackle on Sabry as it brings us to halftime here at BC Place. The GW Grizzlies out there in Chilliwack will lead the Centennial Centaurs of Coquitlam 9-0 at halftime. We'll take a 12-minute break here on BC Sports TV and BC Sports and be back with second half action. Semifinal Saturday continues in 12. We'll talk to you then. All right, football fans, welcome back inside BC Place here in Vancouver, British Columbia. Sports Canada TV, BC Sports as well. Jake Elliott, Jay Prepchuk with you in anticipation of the start of the second half here between the GW Grizzlies and Centennial Centaurs. And the Centaurs will kick away here to start the second half. Tee it up, kick it off. Let's play some football as it'll drop down at the 32-yard line on a short kick and wrapped up at the 35 on a limited return. But the Grizzlies get the safety as they sack Sabry in the backfield from the 1-yard line and then hook up on what ended up being like a 31-yard pass completion on a 4th down and 7 to George Kelly, who took it the rest of the way after a good throw from Fever as they take the 9-0 lead into the second half here, Jay.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of adjustments both experienced football coaches here on both sides of the football. Let's see what kind of adjustments have been made for the second half.
So first possession to the Grizzlies and
offside Centennial.
Down. Yeah. Well, I think it might be offside on the Grizzlies if they're blowing the play down. Is it not?
Yeah.
They probably would have let that continue if it was on Centennial. Well, you're right, Jay. False start, or excuse me, offside on the Centaurs here.
Yeah, Centennial came up with a blitz from the weak side linebacker. Cerez was coming off the weak edge there and just jumped a little bit early. Outside linebacker, not always, focusing on watching that football from his linebacker position, but good break for the Grizzlies. 1st and
5 now, and here's the pitch to Menace. And he is hit hard in the backfield and will lose 1. As you would have to believe, Jay, that the focus and the attention was all going to be on number 32 coming in out of halftime here. If Centennial wants a chance in this football game, they got to get something going offensively, yes, but they need to limit 32 in black.
They really do. And, I mean, I tell you, Dino, that's probably the first thing that Dino talked to his defense about, especially stopping those toss plays, stopping, their outstanding player here. And it's exactly what they did on that second down play.
There's a 1st down carry. Gain of about 8. As Manis just continues to carry the load here as he gets the ball out to the 47.
Yeah, and as we talked about in the first quarter, that's exactly what Luke Atchison, the head coach for the Grizzlies, mentioned. He said when we talked during the week, hey, we've got to open up holes for our guy, and our run blocks have got to, be on today. And that's exactly what has happened to start the second half for the Grizzlies.
A little misdirection here, and this one is going to go backwards here on the Grizzlies as Centennial makes one of their better plays defensively.
Yeah, interesting. The Grizzlies, their real power is the power of their offensive line and that inside run play. It seems like the perimeter plays, the tosses and the kind of jet sweep type actions are the plays that are more advantageous for the Centennial Centaurs to cover because they're, very good on perimeter plays. So let's see if the Grizzlies come back to just their inside run.
Looks like the Jugglers have entered the building here as we're early third quarter here in this semifinal. Completion made and good. I was going to say sure tackle there, but managing to spin out, and then a late flag comes in here, Jay. What'd you see?
Yeah, that's going to be a rough play. It's going to be 15 yards tacked on. That's an absolute huge play, and the Centaurs.
Oh man!
It's going to be a rough play penalty. There is Rasmussen.
They're talking it over here. They could pick this up, but no, they will not. 15-yarder.
Boy.
Man, oh man, that is just a killer there on the Centaurs.
Oh, and there's Coach Jeremy just not happy with that call. And you know what? On one hand, you got to be aggressive as a defensive football player, but you also have to be smart, right?
I did not see anything egregious in that tackle. Yeah, it was a hard tackle.
I think.
But my Lord, this is semifinal football here. Let the boys settle it. You don't need that kind of call in a game like this.
Absolutely.
1st and 10 now to the 39-yard line after that 15-yard penalty here for the Grizzlies. Fever, handoff. Running left. Made one man miss. Here comes a flag.
There's a clip. There's going to be a clip or a hold on this particular play.
Block in
because
the back
certainly,
or something there in that area of the football field as they'll drop it on the 35-yard line here. And I think this one's coming back here on the Grizzlies for a holding call.
Yeah, definitely. A good call there. Just a little aggressive with the hands outside the body on that particular play. And, you know, again, the Centennial Centaurs do a good job defending those toss plays. And, you know, they're fighting through those blocks. And, again, that kind of, you know, brought up a holding call against the Grizzlies.
Backs the ball up to the 45-yard line now. Got to get to the 29 for a first down here for GW.
Maybe a makeup call, eh, Jake? Do you think
Well,
that?
I honestly, it could have been. And if that's the case, then I'm okay with it, quite frankly. Here's another run for the Grizzlies. And again, Centennial coming out here with a concerted effort on defense to stop the run. They do the job on Gage O'Neill.
Yeah, again, good job by the the Centaurs defense, and as you mentioned right off the start of the second half here, Coach Jeremiah said, "Hey, guys, it's pretty simple here. We got to stop that running back. We stop that running back, put them in third and long situations. That's going to be an advantage for our defense."
Second down, about 15. Here's the pitch again. Now it's going to be a throw, and he's wide open. Completion, flag down, however. Back at the 46-yard line on the trickery.
That's going to come back too. He either got a little early motion or probably right the block on the edge there is going to be either a hold or a clip there. Illegal motion, yeah.
Beauregard, I think, maybe turned it upfield a little bit too early there
exactly.
on the trick play, which worked to perfection, by the way. Just
did
a formation.
Yeah.
Faux pas, and it's a costly one here on GW.
Yeah,
because, I mean, I'm not even talking about the 5-yard loss here. You just took 35, 40 yards off the board here on a needless penalty.
Exactly.
Now, second down and 20. On the rollout, Fever. Nobody open, floats one, look out, it's complete.
Wow.
As he just threaded that one for a 10, 11-yard gain. As he put that only where his receiver was going to catch that thing.
Wow, that's just a great play by Lucas Fever. Rolling to his left-hand side and just hitting that breakout. Boy, he really wasn't open by very much in that play. And Lucas Fever, just an outstanding throw, threading the needle on that play. Great job, Lucas.
Third down and 9. Fever the handoff, and only a couple, as it'll be fourth down now here on the Grizzlies outside the 35-yard line. Call it the 37. And it looks like punt team is back out as LeBlanc on a little bit of a limp here, Jay, but he's in there to kick this football away from around his own 50.
Yeah, exactly, and it'll be interesting to see what the Centaurs do against in this situation, right, with the second team punter in here. But again, we mentioned, some of the coaches earlier. Again, Luke Atchison, and football. What a great game in the sense that you need coaches, right? You need people helping out all the different positions and so on. And Luke Atchison is very, very fortunate to have Ian Parks, Laurie Smith, Gerald Tocher, Matt Paisley, some of these Joel Ketty, Trayvon Walsh, one of the ex-players, all contributing and giving back to the football programs and doing a good job with the Grizzlies. And on the other side of the ball, of course, the Centaurs. We talked about Dino Jeremiah, a long-time football guy, defensive coordinator at Simon Fraser at one time, was an assistant coach at UBC. Coordinates, runs a lot of the Team BC programs, and of course he's got a lot of help too, right, with the Centennial head coaches. We talked about the fact that we've got Julio Caravetta, Colin Cameron is on that staff. He's got all sorts of great coaches. Boomer Chauby, just both squads have quality coaching staffs, and it's no fluke that these guys are, playing in the BC semifinals in the Dome when you've got coaching staffs and folks helping in that in that regard.
Speaking of help, Walter Zhang being helped off the field here. That's going to be a loss there for the Centaurs if he is unable to continue in this game. As LeBlanc will kick it to about the 10-yard line here. Again, angles it nicely out of bounds. Actually, they'll split it up near the 15, excuse me. With 7:15 to go here in this third quarter, and I was asking you at halftime who won the Alabama-Auburn game. The Iron Bowl, Jay, as Bama was down 10 in that game, second quarter. 4 overtimes as Bama comes back to win the Iron Bowl over Auburn and keep their playoff hopes alive.
Wow.
Canadian Top 4 college is going to look a little different. Cincinnati and then Michigan, I think, is going to make it. Oklahoma or Oklahoma State, whoever wins that matchup will sneak in. And, of course, Alabama, I think, is going to stay in there.
How about those Washington Huskies? Oh, boy. Oh.
Well,
we're not used to that, are we?
I'm not going to bring up the SFU clan either.
Thank you.
All right, Centennial on offense from the left hash. Got a little something going late in that first half, and they get a good play on first down here that picks up 11.
There you go. That's exactly what they need to get this offense going. Nothing too complicated. Let's just get the ball to our guy up the middle. Let's get the ball to that AAA offensive MVP. Get that ball to Zaid Sabri, and let's see if he can do some damage here. So, again, taking its toll out there. You see a couple of injuries coming up to some of these guys. And, again, when you're playing AAA football, it's a lot of it is going to be the depth, because part of football, of course, is injuries like that, right? And you've got injuries that, things are going to happen. You're going to get guys injured, banged up. Let's see what happens. Let's see what kind of depth that your football team has, right? So both these teams look, they have pretty healthy squads, healthy rosters, and hopefully some of the second team guys can come in and do a good job for their football team. You never know, the next man up, right?
Well, looks like George Kelly was the injured Grizzly getting off the field. They don't want to lose number 11. 1st and 10 here for the Centaurs from the 25. And it's a handoff and a malfunction at the junction. And it'll be a loss of 4. And it almost looked like Cameron was going left and Sabry was going right, and they just ran into each other in the backfield.
Yeah, exactly. And there was, a host of Grizzlies in the backfield at that time. And, they did a great job there. And, of course, this is going to bring up a second and long situation. This is not the kind of situation, of course, you want to be in an offensive, offensive posture.
What do they say, Jay? Staying on schedule. You can't be going backwards against a defense like this. And you may not go forwards every time, but you cannot go backwards. Here's a throw. Here's a completion. Good block and dive ahead for a gain of 5. Get back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, exactly. And as we talked about, though, surprising that Centennial just has not been able to get the ball into the hands of Keyshawn Bestwick. 3 touchdown
even if it's like a bubble screen or a little jet sweep action, something where you can make sure he gets the football. Just
put him in motion, maybe.
Find a way.
Get him one-on-one, get him open if you can. And
I will say they're marking up usually one-on-one here with Theo Smith as well, and he's just kind of done the job. Cameron get flushed out of the pocket, throws over the middle. Never a great idea late, but completion is made to Suarez. But he'll be about 3 yards short of the marker here, and Centennial will have to kick away once again. Was it Brownauer in on the tackle again? Pressure,
Pressure, yeah, exactly. And we talked about him earlier today, and he's been in that Centennial backfield all game
Only
today.
one sack, though, Jay. Only one today.
Yeah, but, it doesn't always have, in stats, it doesn't always have the hurries or the pressures. We don't have them. Of course, the NFL and CFL will count that, right? But, he's been in that backfield. He's had, in that particular case, Malcolm Cameron had to hurry that ball a little bit, had to hurry that throw because he got a little bit of pressure on him.
You can see that Centaur bench is just frustrated down there. Look out, bobbled punt, and now you got to try and run for it, and Kim is going nowhere. And look out here, the Grizzlies are going to take the football at the 25-yard line.
Gosh, those are the
special teams.
Yeah, absolutely. 1/3 of the game, right? And I tell you, plays like that are just killers, especially, right, Jake, when you're in a close game.
Oh, man.
And,
gotta execute.
You're still in exactly. And you're still in this game. It happens, though. Hey, I remember years ago coaching a final game in here, and our punter, a little bit of a low snap, put his knee down to grab the low snap.
Put his knee on the ground.
Yeah, first down. for the other team, and they scored. We ended up losing in that football game, right? I mean, big plays like that, right? You never know when they're going to happen.
Well, short field now here for GW as they start this drive from the 25-yard line, and Fever will throw, but play gets whistled down. A flag comes flying.
It's going to be early motioning, it looks like, again, with GW. Yeah, procedure not set, so they're running a little bit of motion, trying to, decide or figure out what defense Centennial is in, and with that early motion, of course, 4-down American high school football, you cannot have anybody else one person in motion at the time, right? So we had a couple of people in motion. Even if an offensive lineman is going down in his stance while a receiver's in motion, they're still going to call it.
1st and 15 now. In between the hash marks at the 30. Motion across the formation. Fever to throw on a slant. Completion made for about 4 and then just buried right there by Beswick.
Well, they're going to call it a drop there.
Okay, incomplete.
Yeah, didn't maintain possession of that football there.
Hard hit from Beswick. By the way, I'm imagining fans listening to the broadcast here, Jay, is picking up the gentleman to our right here who seems to be quite a boisterous Centaurs fan in the suite next door, but our apologies if that is coming through because I'm imagining it is.
Yeah, well, hopefully no foul language from that
It's
side.
been clean
anyway.
so far, just putting it out there. Look out. Again, a little confusion in the backfield this time on the Grizzlies side of the ball. As I don't think Menace was ever really expecting to be handed that football, and then Fever had to try and do it himself.
Yeah, Jake, we've seen a little bit of miscommunication on both teams as far as the offense is concerned. And, sometimes that happens. You put in a new wrinkle or a new play for a big game coming up, and you just don't get a chance to polish that play, the way that you want to.
3rd and 13, and Fever will roll. He'll throw. He'll complete. And, man, just put it right on him again, where only his receiver could catch the football. He made a heck of a play, and then he's down and hurt here. Theo Smith making another play here for the Grizzlies, and he's on the Centennial sideline right now, so trainer's got to come all the way across the field here to attend to Theo Smith, who looks like he might just be cramping up here a little bit. Is that's stretching my hamstring just looking at that, Jay.
Yeah, no, exactly. And, it looks like he's in a lot of pain, and anybody that, of course, has experienced a cramp before knows exactly what is going on down.
This is always perplexing to me here, Jay. We're talking it's November. You're playing one game. It's not like it's 40 degrees and you're playing outside in the sweltering. How are you cramping up in a semifinal game like this with this friendly confines of BC Place here?
Yeah,
it's just lack of hydration and game preparation, if you ask me.
Absolutely, exactly. And, it's excitement, the blood's flowing. It's, it's it happens, right? Unfortunately, right? You lose some of the best players. And, that is the nice thing, of course, as you talk about being able to play in BC Place, and absolutely just perfect conditions. And, again, thank you, Pavco, for making this happen. Thank you for all the people that certainly didn't look like we were going to be playing in here a month ago.
A little public outcry can go a long way for you, as well as Menace stacked up in the backfield once again. Yeah, looks like Fever and who do we have down there? Thornton exchanging words after that play.
Yeah,
we got to keep an eye on Theo Smith, who might be have been the best Grizzly so far in this game.
That's right. He's made some outstanding catches basically on the same plays. He's just rolling out to his right-hand side. And let's see if they're certainly treating it like they're rolling his calf out. Yeah, he'll be back in.
No doubt. 2nd and 12 here from the 15-yard line now for Fever and the Grizzlies. As he'll stand in the shotgun, he'll look to his left, gets flushed, ducks away from a tackle now. He's not going to get away. As going down was Fever. Centennial picks up the sack here with the clock moving to 50 here to go third quarter.
Right. Hey, nice job in there. The defense is just playing very, very physical football for Centennial. They're hanging in there. This defense.
Kiskotagan. I know you're like pointing at, so you say it, Jake. I don't want to say it. You say it. Kiskotagan.
Cam's his first name. Good job, number 52. Cam, you got the sack there, buddy.
When in doubt, number 52.
Way to go. Exactly.
Yeah. Third down and a long way to go. Pass over the middle, complete. And he'll get about 7 or 8 back, but be well short of the first down by about 11 yards. It'll be 4th down and 11. And, man, you're what? At the 13-yard line here. I don't know what kind of – it looks like field goal time here for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, not a lot of plays in the but like you said, 9 points. You look at the scoreboard, 9 points is kind of an interesting – differential. So 12 is still
it's still 2 scores
game. Yeah, exactly. So you don't see a lot of 9-0 scores, especially into the third quarter. Jake, we're almost finished the third quarter already.
Unbelievable. Still got another game to go. Terry Fox making their way out onto the field here to start their warm-ups. They'll take on the Notre Dame Jugglers starting 7 p.m. Pacific time kickoff.
That's going to be a good one.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. And the winner will take on the winner of that one.
Exactly, and we do already have some of the matchups for next week. I know that in the Junior AA Championship, it's Carson Graham against Barsby. In the Junior AAA, it's either going to be Vancouver College or GW Graham against St. Thomas More. And in our Senior AAA action, we have Carson Graham against the Robert Bateman T-Wolves. So, again, congratulations to Coach Mills and the Bateman staff for their big victory today over Barsby. Bateman 41, Barsby 19 today. Kelowna also defeated South Cam 37-8. Congratulations to Chris Cartwright and the Owls.
Field goal attempt is up and
there
through.
You go.
Nice looking kick
there. You go. Nice 21-yard field goal.
Put it right through there.
12-0, yeah.
12-0 now, 1:37 to go, third quarter.
But as we talked about, right, Jake, earlier, we talked about that GW Graham defense, and we talked about, 4 shutouts, I think, throughout the year, and 10 points per game allowed, which, really in high school football is just outstanding, right? And Coach Parks does a great job, as we talked about, the defensive coordinator. They're certainly well prepared, right? Both these football teams, you can see, are well prepared. No surprises, really. Sound football, but gosh, the Centaurs got to get something going here. And it's not panic time yet, though, Jake. You've got lots of timeouts left. You've got 1 minute and 37 seconds left in the third quarter to get something going here. And it's just about time. I think, one more score from GW will it would be tough, right? If they were to score a touchdown, then, that would make it a three-score game. So, anyways, let's see if the Centaurs, Julio Caravetta, let's see what Coach Caravetta, we haven't seen any trickery.
No, we haven't seen a big return on special teams yet either.
No,
and that would go a long way to helping kickstart a drive here for Centennial.
No pun intended there with kickstart.
Short drive.
Okay.
Look out, live football.
Uh-oh.
Took a GW bounce, and who's got it? GW think they're on top of the football here. But it'll be Centennial ball, and, man, that thing just stopped on a dime and went in reverse, and Centennial a little slow to get to the football, but they do get on top of it. That could have been disaster.
That looked like one of your pitching wedge shots, just kind of hit and kind of sucked back a little bit.
How would you know? You never invite me to go play, man. I always see you out there on the Instagram taking pics with your buddies, Northview and Northlands, all of it, and never gotten the call for that.
Jake, I didn't know you were a golfer. I thought you'd be.
I'm not. I own clubs, but I'm no golfer. I'll tell you that.
We'll do it.
If I break triple digits, I'm happy.
Okay. You have fun though, right?
Yeah. Alcohol usually plays a part.
Okay, let's see if they get the ball to Bestwick.
Here's Cameron dropping back, set up a screen. He's got, look out. Sabry evades one, shakes off another across the 30. If he gets away clean off the original catch there, he might still be running.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, the Grizzlies were ready for that screen pass, right? I mean, they have prepared for it. But that was all Sabry there with the excellent effort to break that tackle and pick up 6 yards. And that's hey, what a start to this drive, right? That's a big play. Even though it's a 6-yard gain, that gives a little bit of confidence for the Centaurs. And let's see if they can continue to generate and get some first downs.
Terry Fox beginning their warm-ups here is. That looked like offside on the Grizzlies. I think jumping the snap count there was Gage O'Neill, and there should be a free 5 yards and an auto first down here for Centennial.
Yeah, Tim Letterman and his crew are right on again. Lots of experienced referees here. Stuart Massey, Brian Finley, Bill McKay, Lenny Julius, and Daryl Montague. Experienced crews. These folks have been around a long time refereeing football, and you know what? They're right on top of these violations. They do an excellent job.
So it is a automatic first down here for Centennial as they will start from the 40-yard line, left hash mark. Cameron in the shotgun. Sabry will move to his right with 3 receivers to the high wide side. Shotgun snap. Here's Cameron on a 3-step drop. Pump fakes, now looks, and he's got a man complete. 8-yard, 9-yard gain there. As Raffinson bringing it in for his first catch of the afternoon.
Yeah, he is an outstanding football player, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Nice job of Raffinson to pick up the first down. Cameron did a nice job there because he was looking for Bestwick all the way there. Bestwick was running a streak pattern.
Went through his progressions, his reads, right?
Yep, down through his progressions and, picked his guy out and did a good job of not forcing the ball downfield and just continuing to maintain this drive. And, trust me, with 24 seconds left in the third quarter, we know Julio Caravetta, the offensive coordinator here, calling the plays. He knows that this is a very, very crucial drive. The Centaurs have to get something going on this drive.
And you kind of feel like it's got to be a major, too. Like, I don't think they can settle for 3.
Absolutely.
Sabry deep in the backfield. Grizzlies showing blitz. It's a handoff to Sabry. Looking for a hole. He's got it, and he's got the first down as he's across the 50 into Grizzly territory.
Yeah, great job. Great cut by
Patient
Sabry.
run there.
Oh, absolutely. And what a wonderful job of cutting it up because that play was designed to, run off tackle to the outside, to the right-hand side. And the Grizzlies were right there. The outside linebackers did a good job of forcing that ball back inside. And Sabry did a nice job and showed his talent by cutting up the field and, getting a big first down, putting the Centaurs into G.W. Graham territory. One of the first times they've been in GW territory.
Well, it might be their best drive of the game here so far as well, sustained anyways.
Exactly. So we'll see if they can maintain this drive. But, hey, folks, we got lots of football left. We got a big one coming up tonight. Again, if you do make your way into BC Place today or next Saturday, dress warmly. We've got the heater going. We've got the blankets here. We've got the toque going. I noticed you got the toque. Is that a lacrosse toque?
Well, it is a lacrosse toque, but I figured it's, don't tell the people, but it's Centennial colors, Jay. A little red, a little blue in there.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Hey, it's survival of the fittest in BC Place. Dress warmly, folks. If you come to BC Place.
Yes, bring a coat, bring a toque.
Sure you
maybe some mittens.
And a cowbell. No, but don't sit near us. We had a band. We had the Bateman band earlier, Coach.
Yeah, I know the Centaurs got the cheerleaders going down there. 1st and 10 now as they flip around here to start the fourth quarter. And a run on first down doesn't garner much as Tamani Duncan tripped up right near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Tamani Duncan, he's been kind of he's an all-star as a defensive back, and he's a little bit of an unsung hero kind of guy, right? Averaged over 6 yards a carry, had 4 touchdowns this year for the Centaurs. So, you know what? Maybe give Zaid a little bit of a break and get the ball to Duncan.
2nd down and 10, clock moving, 11 and a half minutes to go, 4th and final quarter. Grizzlies leading 12-0 over the Centaurs here, trying to punch their ticket to the Subway Bowl. Cameron under center will take a 3-step drop, fire quickly, and it's just behind Raffinson, his intended receiver, who was open. And Cameron's got to put that ball in a better spot.
Yeah, he really does. And just, running a 3-seam route, and it's just all about timing right there. And just 1, 2, 3, trying to hit that inside seam route and just off on that play. But hey, I tell you that, great coverage again. Linebacker was just, made that throw really a difficult throw because there's that little seam in between the linebackers and the DBs that usually you can try to exploit, and that's exactly what Centennial tried to do on that job, on that particular play. But hey, nice job by the Grizzlies.
You think this guy's tuning into the next game?
Oh, probably.
Shotgun snap here on a 3rd and 10. Cameron dancing around back there, and he's going to go down. Got to get rid of the football. And again, it's Braunauer who gets home for another sack. Yeah. And it's a big one here on Centennial.
Boy, I tell you. But you know what? Hey, what great coverage by the linebackers and the DBs. Because
that was just as much as a defensive back sack than it was for Braunauer.
Exactly. The old coverage sack, as they say. But, hey, so great job by the linebackers, the defensive backs. They stayed home. They stayed in their zone coverage. And, Malcolm Cameron, the quarterback for Centennial, just did not have anybody to throw the ball to there. That was a big drive, Jake.
It was a sustained drive that just came up empty at the end of it. And now Kim will punt it away. A little side-winding kick here will angle towards the Grizzlies sideline and bounce out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Is where the Grizzlies will take over. I just, we've been putting out the Twitter handle, the Instagram handle here, Jay. I just got myself a follow from former Terry Fox Ravens star standout, who is now up at Simon Fraser and Jaden Severy. How was his year for the Clan this season?
He's good. He's going to be a good football player. Didn't get a lot of playing time, but he works
usually
hard.
The case when you're stepping in, right?
Yeah, exactly. Young player, got lots of potential. Jaden's got a bright future ahead of him.
Electric high school player.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he had a great career with the Terry Fox Ravens. So who's he cheering for today, did he say?
You just said go Jugglers to me, but I don't think – no, I'm just kidding. Of course he's going for his old Terry Fox Ravens.
Yeah, Jaden, a great kid. And, hey, isn't it great to see all these high school players getting a chance to play at the next level?
Yeah, I saw the Philpott boys starring at Calgary now.
Yeah, boy, they're getting ready for – I talked to Corey the other day. They're getting ready for some NFL interest. Okay,
that's good. And, of course, flag down here in the backfield. This would be a holding call coming back on GW. Soriano out at UBC, of course, got a chance to call the Huskies and T-Birds game earlier in the year, which was a lot of fun out there at Thunderbird Stadium. But speaking of Corey Philpott, I know we're calling him American rules and high school football and all the rest of it here, but former BC Lion running back Corey Philpott, of course, the head coach of my Langley Rams, Jay Prepchuk, who are off to the Canadian Bowl, taking on the London Beefeaters next weekend back there in Ontario, trying to claim themselves a Canadian Bowl championship as they get past the Hilltops last weekend.
Wow.
For the first time in, I think, their history.
100 years, maybe.
Oh, my goodness.
Yikes, there's another big sack.
I think this is going to be a flag down on this as well. But what a sack. As Kuska tagging one more time, but I think there's a flag somewhere in that mass of humanity down there, and it's going against the Centaurs.
Yeah, you got that one. Oh,
horse collar tackle on the quarterback, I believe. The crowd does not like it.
Right. But hey, the Rams, congratulations to you guys and Corey Philpott and the Butchlers, right?
Yes.
Offensive and defensive coordinator, the brothers that have been around for many years.
Not to take the focus too far away from what we're doing here, but the Rams coming up with I'll say this, the best defensive season in BCFC history and maybe CJFL history.
Chris Butchler, how about that? And you know what? How many of those, we are a little bit off topic, but Jake, how many of those guys are BC high school football players?
Lots of them. I mean, Michael Calvert, former high school star starring there in Langley now. So,
love it.
Yeah, the crossover is definitely a thing. And here is Menace on a second down carry that will pick up about 4.
Yeah, boy, Jake, we got to start watching that clock, I'm telling you.
Down to 9-10 here.
That wasn't a hint to tell the
No, I mean, it's
we
good.
have to, right? We have to, like Dino was we got to start watching that clock.
He's grinding it down here. I mean, this is really they have to get a stop here on defense. They have to.
Yeah, and even offensively now, right? It's like, hey, watch. There's your clocks. It's nice in playoff. You're in BC Place. You can see
I
that
don't
shot
know.
clock, right?
I don't know if you're kicking away anymore, right?
Let's get those snaps down to the 1 second mark, right, on those. Yeah, we snapped it with 9 seconds left. Take it down to 2. Take it down to 3.
Oh, he just ducked right under a tackle and picked up another 3 yards, but he will be short. And now,
Jake, big decision.
Well, you're up 2 scores here, 8.5 to play, midfield stripe. I think you kick. Got to kick.
Well, let's see. That's a yard. That's less than a yard. That's right in front of us.
It is.
What an angle, eh?
We have
better than McLeod Park angle here? A little warmer, too. A little, maybe not warmer.
No, not warmer. No.
You had the plexiglass in front of you there.
Enclosed. And they're keeping the offense out. They are.
Let's see if they try
Play
to
the
draw
football
offside.
game right here.
Peyton Manning, long count. Let's see.
4th and 1, trying to draw the Centaurs offside, and they get them. Are you kidding?
Oh, come on. Who moved? I don't know.
Well,
there's Peyton
Centennial
Manning.
definitely jumped. I didn't see any movement from the Grizzlies line. And, man, you have to know on a 4th down play that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Is that going to drive Coach Jeremy?
Let's
see the
man.
call.
Critical. Oh, they gave him a false start.
Oh, they tricked themselves.
Wow. Huge. And now does that change the call here?
Oh, yeah. Now we got a punt. Let's see what happens. But look at maybe Luke doesn't want. Oh no, he's got punt team coming in.
That's a massive penalty call right there.
And
maybe the first mental error we've seen from the Grizzlies football team here so far all day.
Yeah.
It's been a very relatively cleanly played football game here. Not a lot of we've seen a couple of rough play tackles and stuff, but
that's going to happen.
Not a lot of bad football here.
No, it's been good.
But that was a crucial one. 4th and 1, and you get a false start, and now you got to kick.
Are they coming after it, Jake?
High snap. Got it down. It's a fake. Trying to run for it.
Did he get
and
it?
he got it.
Did he get it?
LeBlanc on the ground.
Oh. Where's the spot?
They got it. Oh, did they now?
Where's the spot? We're looking.
Oh, man. No signal yet.
Oh.
No signal yet.
They still don't know, and the ball is right at the marker. I got the binoculars out.
This is make the call here, Jay. I can't
give it to him. They got to give it to him. That's what I'm seeing.
They don't have to go far to measure.
The tip of the ball is over. The tip of the ball is over. Oh, they don't have to measure. Come on, guys.
Is it a first down?
Oh my goodness.
I think it is.
Oh boy.
Everybody just.
Oh, it's so no.
Is it short?
Oh, 1 inch. Oh, my goodness.
First down.
Oh, Jake. Jake.
Centennial cannot believe it.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Well, they do say football is a game of inches, Jay Prepchuk, and that was a prime example right there.
Wow.
And do you think if that call is measured in front of the Centennial bench, do you think it goes the other way there?
Yeah, good call.
Right? Like they're right in front of the Grizzlies bench there.
I think, good point.
Right?
Good point. But, oh, my goodness, that is going to be,
it's kind of like those when you get the late hit out of bounds call. Like if it happens on your own sideline, you normally don't get it. And if it happens on the opposing team, you surely get it. 1st and 10 here for G-Dub as they pick up 5 on 1st down.
Wow.
Clock ticking, close to 7 minutes to play now. Huge play on 4th down as they fake a punt. They needed 10, and they get 10 and 1 inch.
Barely. Well, I don't think it was a design fake, though, Jake, was it? I don't know. I think he just saw the pressure coming and did the old Louis Pasaglia puller there, eh? I think so.
Oh, Louis Pasaglia.
Another great high school player, right?
I should name this place after him one day.
Yeah.
Woo. 2nd down and 5. High snap. Fever brings it down. Handoff up the middle. Nothing on that play. We'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, let's just see if, again, they're just going to continue to grind it out here, right? And, again, Lucas has got to keep an eye on that. It's really a 40-second clock in the end zone, right? And as it starts to tick down, we got to get the snap. That shot clock, he's going to be watching that shot clock, and he's going to just, try to get that snap off with the, 2-3 seconds left in the on that shot clock. Let's see if he can run it down. Lucas, take a look at the clock. Take your time. Take your time.
They're not using as much as they could or should be, but they don't need to because they just picked up a first down and more. Here goes Samuel Menace.
Nice call.
Down to the 15-yard line, and they will, in fact, keep the clock moving, I believe. There's a massive play there.
Yeah. Safe play, though, Jake? I mean, hey, that's a great call. Nice job by Coach Atchison. He's doing an excellent job of calling this football game. Nice conservative play, right? A little bit of screen. Centennial's coming hard. They're very, very aggressive, very, very physical right now. Slow down that pass rush. Throw a little screen pass. Get your lineman out in front of them. And that's exactly – the play just worked out perfectly. I mean, really, this is huge here. Centennial – Centaurs.
Got to stay.
Jake, they need a break here. They need a break here.
They need to limit this to 3 to give themselves any chance here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good point because it's still a 2-point or two-score game, isn't it?
Yep. Fever. Now he's going to run it.
Stay in bounds.
And they'll go down. Little feet first slide after a pickup of a couple as we approach the 5-minute mark to go here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Jugglers and Ravens come up next.
Yeah, exactly. But, hey, you know what? Centennial, like, again, we talked about the fantastic victory they had over Vancouver College, last week. They're on a hot streak. They're hanging in there today.
Yeah,
those kids are playing tough.
Yeah, listen, if they come up short here at the end of this one, nothing to hang your hats or heads about at the season that you just had.
Well, really a great program builder, isn't it? And, Dino's can continue to build off that, right?
Another handoff up the middle, picks up a couple of more, but we'll be about 2-3 yards short of the first down. Bring up third down now, but Grizzlies will just keep chipping away here, keep the clock moving, keep moving downfield, getting closer to the end zone here as the clock gets closer to triple zeros.
Yeah, and talking a little bit about university football, congratulations, University of Saskatchewan, who has a couple of BC kids on their football team. Are going to be playing Western.
Kid out of Abbotsford, I want to say, right?
Yeah, a couple of kids out of Abbotsford that play. Mowat kids that play on that team. So Saskatchewan against Western, and there's some BC kids that also play for Western Ontario. And congratulations, that's going to be a good matchup. University of Saskatchewan against Western. So big
I'll
battle.
Say it now. Go Huskies on that.
Big,
one.
Go Huskies. Sure, let's keep it out in the West, and let's win the. Well, what's the trophy called for junior? Cullen Cup was here, right?
Yeah.
BC. What's the
Canadian
Championship game? The Canadian Bowl. I was at Vancouver Marilomas, but we never came close.
The Vanier Cup. The Vanier Cup.
No, the Langley Rams.
Oh, it's the Canadian Bowl.
Oh, the Canadian Bowl. It's simple.
Yeah.
It's not named after anybody. It's not the Elliott Bowl or anything like that.
Maybe it should be. I don't know. Handoff up the middle, and the Grizzlies are in the end zone. Touchdown, GW. And that will surely do it here, Jay Prepchuk, as they make it 18-0 with an extra point attempt to come as they just march that thing right up the field there. You remember that fourth down fake or conversion on the fake punt?
Yeah.
And that kept the drive alive here, and they keep marching down the field and getting into the end zone here to go up 18, and that should just about salt this one away against my alma mater, Jay Prepchuk. Centennial Centaurs look like they're going down in defeat here, but just happy to see Centennial out here on the semifinal.
Absolutely, and again, hey, what a season. What a great run for the Centaurs, and great effort today, guys.
Sorry about that, folks.
Boss, when the boss comes,
you got to talk to the boss.
You got to talk to the boss, right?
And listen, she deserves a massive round of applause and shout out Heather Foster, who has been a fixture here at the high school playoffs and really BC amateur football for, I don't know, since I've been around, Jay, a long time. And just the amount of work that lady puts in behind the scenes and doesn't get any recognition or credit for it. I'm going to give her some right here, right now. Heather Foster, this tournament doesn't happen without her. It doesn't. So
there you go.
Thanks to Heather, who's actually going to run down and get me a coffee, Jay. So on top of everything else that she's doing this weekend, she's going to get me coffee.
Well, you got the coffee and I don't get the coffee.
What?
The play-by-play guy gets the coffee and the The other guy just kind of does the same. I bet you they bring Glenn Suter coffee when he's in the TSN booth. Huh?
By the way, local product for Western, Sammy LaRue, the quarterback for Western University back there out of Semiahmoo.
Did he start? Did he?
Well, I don't know.
No, he
doesn't. I don't think he starts, but he's back there.
He is, yeah. His dad was a great player with the UBC Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
Coached there when his dad was playing.
Both him and Butch, excellent lacrosse players as well. Jay
and the McDonald family was the South Delta McDonald's, of course. Is there like 10 kids?
That's a team.
Grant McDonald was, of course, who's playing for the Edmonton Eskimos.
Elks.
I
can't believe you did it.
You caught me. Grant was a great lacrosse player, wasn't he? And his brother Ben, of course, and Ben's at University of Calgary right now. Grant had a great career with University of Calgary, but strong lacrosse players. Do you know anything about lacrosse?
A little tiny bit. Tiny bit.
Okay. Did you play? Did you play lacrosse?
Couple years. 3:35 to go.
We do have that in common. We're good buddies with our good buddy with Paul Del Monte, commissioner.
Whose son started STM, of course.
Yeah, Taylor and Dylan were there.
Look out as Cameron just throws that one to the turf. A flag down. Looks like a holding call coming against the Centaurs here as well.
But, yeah, we mentioned earlier a little bit about the opportunity that some of these guys have, whether it's junior football or whether it's university football. But, hey, grade 11's out there. It's not too early. You're thinking, hey, you know what? I'm only in grade 11. It's not a big deal. Start getting your name out there. Get your huddle highlights together. Email coaches. Look to see what you want to study. I mean, I get these calls daily from kids that I coach, right? What do I do now, coach? What do I do? Hey, get on their website. Say it's Simon Fraser. You get on the Simon Fraser website. You fill out the questionnaire, contact the coach, send him your resume.
I wish I had you in my life back in high school, Jay, because I had absolutely no clue on any of that sort of stuff back when I was coming through the ranks, whether it be lacrosse or football or whatever. I just had absolutely no idea what the possibilities or potential was to continue my athletic career post-high school and maybe even get a little bit paid for, your education paid for as well.
Well, so many young people don't, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But you got to take the initiative yourself. You got to get on the website, look on the websites. What do you want to study? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to study kinesiology? Do you want to be a teacher? What is it? What schools offer the programs that you want to, be part of, right? What do you want to do for your career? And email, be assertive. Email these coaches, talk to them, tell them, hey, I'm Jake Elliott. I play for Centennial Centaurs, right? And here's my film. I'm interested to hear back from you. And believe me, when I was the head coach at UBC, when I got emails daily from recruits, that made my day, right? I'm
it makes your job a lot easier as well.
Exactly, right?
But be professional, be respectable, and
that includes your social media, right? Like,
absolutely.
Don't put some goofy title on your Twitter handle or whatever. You got to.
There's Bestwick.
Finally.
It may be a little too late, but deep connection there from Cameron to Bestwick.
Why is the clock running right now? The clock should not be running right now. That's
got an injury down on the field as well. And listen, I think the golden rule for kids out there listening in social media, don't put anything out there online that you wouldn't want your own mother to read.
Yeah,
and if you follow that advice, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, exactly. Or something that you wouldn't say to somebody face to face.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you've got the guts to say it, and that goes for anybody. It's not just athletes, right?
Don't even go down that road. Like, don't be that guy, period.
I tell you, as a high school counselor and dealing with administration and so on, so many of our problems were because of social media. People just, kids just
it's a loaded gun.
Yeah, absolutely. And, have some respect for everybody. Like you said earlier, be nice. Hey, it doesn't matter. We're going through a pandemic. Doesn't matter. We're going through these terrible, terrible floods and so on. Be nice to people out there, right? It's just, what? It's, hey.
Go buy somebody at Tim Hortons in the drive-thru or something.
Exactly. Or you see, you're getting the coffee, so you're bringing up the coffee.
I forgot to It's a text, Heather.
Oh, you're texting. Oh, thank you very much.
see if
That's what a good partner does, right?
I'll see if I can make it happen. No
Right.
promises here.
Exactly. Somebody can bring me a Tim Hortons coffee out there. Maybe, I don't know. They're probably not allowed to bring anything in.
Part of it, Jay, I think you've kind of punched yourself in your own gut here a little bit, showing up to the BC Place at 8:30 in the morning.
Hey, what can I say? I love it. It's awesome. It's great to be here, and I can't believe what time. It's already 6 o'clock. I've missed breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What the heck?
I got a Vector bar for you or something at halftime.
And a coffee?
Yeah,
No.
maybe. 2:43 to go in this one. A Centennial coming off their biggest play of the game and a little slow getting off the football field after an injury there, but looks like he's going to be okay is Christian Beck. But now we are set to go once again as the Jugglers look like they're going to wear their grays here. I don't think I've seen that at a Notre Dame.
Love the Grays.
Pass over the middle and picked off is Cameron. And that will end this football game.
We got a flag on the play. Is that roughing the passer possibly?
Is that a flag or is that just straight tape down there, Jay?
Roughing the passer.
In the backfield, excuse me.
We've got.
What do you take in your coffee, Jay? Just so that you can let the people know, but you can also let me know at the same time.
2 cream would be great. Thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank Heather Foster.
Everybody's going to know that. There you go. We're getting a little personal here, isn't it?
This is the world we're living in right now, Prep Chuck, okay?
There you go. Hey, Jake, give us a real quick what's happening in your lacrosse world.
National Lacrosse League season starting next week, in fact, and big news for the NLL and the sport of lacrosse in general. TSN Game of the Week is we're just quick 6 up in the booth here. We were just talking about him, and he shows up. Corey Philpott up in the broadcast booth there, and
he heard us.
Completion there. But just to get back to it, TSN showing a Game of the Week for the National Lacrosse League coming up. So that gets going December the 4th on the big network. So we'll look forward to that. But season starts next week.
Right.
And these guys here, and Corey Philpott and the Langley Rams, we were talking about it earlier, Jay. Let's get Corey on the broadcast here momentarily. Well done, Jay. Corey, welcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the big semifinal win over the Hilltops there last weekend. I had a chance to call that one. You finally get past those Hilltops, which the Rams have been trying to do for I don't know how long here, Corey. But you and your boys get it done, and you're heading back east next weekend to take on the Beefeaters in the Canadian Bowl.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. You know, we're getting his boys prepared and getting them going here, and it's actually working out very good.
There's an interception, and this one will count, in fact, as he steps out of bounds. And we were talking Michael Calvert, your quarterback, who started in BC high school football just a couple of years ago and kind of battled injuries and nagging injuries all season long, but near the back half of the season really took the team over and led you guys through the playoffs and to the Canadian Bowl. And Michael Calvert, what a special player he is going to be, a rookie quarterback for you guys that you're going to have around that organization for a long, long time.
Yeah, he's going to be he's a great guy to have on. And like I say, once Michael is, like say, we watch him play years and years back. But once everything starts clicking for him, he's going to be a specimen to see for the next couple of years.
And Derek Best really kind of leading the way. Do you know how many kids out of BC high school football you have on your roster there in Langley?
Right now, we've got about 32 guys.
That's a lot.
And we're looking at a lot more BC guys that are reached out to us as well. So.
Well, you keep going to the Canadian Bowl, you're gonna find more guys that are gonna want to come and play in Langley. Your 2 boys, however, that started for the Siakam Sayhawks, decided to take the college route, of course, and starring in U Sports in Canada West for the Calgary Dinos. Talk about their year, and Jay was telling me a little NFL interest coming their way already.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I say, over all the years since they were 3 years old, and they can get out there and play. When I was back with the Trojan days, coaching, they were running around on the field, and even with the high school games when we were coaching and stuff. And then we got them into community football at North Delta. And they've just taken the game and they've understand it, and they really enjoy playing it. And
think you're going to be better than their dad when it's all said and done at the peak of their peak of their careers. Can you still run a 40 and hang with them, or how's that working?
No, I tried that about 3 years ago running against them, and I think I pulled a couple of hamstrings and everything else. So. But like I say, they've got some good looks, and we're going down south here in the off season where we're going to be training and stuff and getting ready for some NFL stuff.
Awesome.
They've got some big games that they're going to be playing in down there.
Well, Corey, I appreciate you hopping up to the booth here and hopping on the broadcast. Best of luck to your Langley Rams. I'm going to be here, but I'll have it tuned on. I'll keep one eye on both, and I can't wait to see you guys hopefully lift that trophy.
Well, thank you. We look forward to breaking it, like they say, first time ever. So
there you
thank
go. Head coach of the Langley Rams, former BC Lion, Corey Philpott, joining us here. And like you said,
quick
Jay,
six.
Quick six. What a player he was back in his playing days. And his boys, both wide receivers, defensive backs alike, and two-sided athletes when they were playing high school ball, now playing for the Calgary Dinos. And what a job Corey's done with the Rams and with his boys, getting them to the next level.
Yeah, and, Corey does a lot with football in British Columbia, that's for sure. I mean, he's also the head coach of the U18 team. And exciting coming up in December, actually. I don't know, Jake, if people know it there, but December 21st, 22nd, we Team Alberta is going to come out and play 3 games against all-star teams out here, and that's going to be exciting. I'm part of the U16 program, the offensive coordinator, co-head coach, or assistant head coach with Richard White, who does the U16s, and Corey's with the U18s, and we're going to have a little football going on December 20th, 21st, and 22nd out of Cloverdale Park.
Right before Christmas there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad stuff right there, so that's good.
Yeah, we're excited. So Corey Philpott, you know what? Can't
Lifer.
say enough
He's
about
a lifer, man.
He really is.
He's going to be around the game.
Talk about giving back. Boy.
Great job that he and the whole staff did there with Langley. There's another injury on the field here for Centennial, who got their way down towards the goal line there before an interception near the goal line, and
yeah, this
that'll
is tough
salt
to
that
see.
one away. 19-0 here for GW, who is looks like they're gonna pitch another shutout here defensively. And
Yeah.
what a way to go into the Subway Bowl feeling confident as ever, coming off a shutout victory and either taking on Notre Dame or Terry Fox. We're going to find out who that's going to be coming up next.
That's for sure. I mean, I tell you can't say enough about that coaching staff with the Grizzlies. And as we mentioned earlier, about 80% of this football team, played for the Chilliwack Giants, right? So all you folks out in Chilliwack with the minor program, you're a big part of this success from G.W. Graham. And, of course, Luke Atchison, the head coach, putting it all together, and Laurie Smith and, Ian Parks, all those folks out there doing an excellent job. Congratulations to all you folks with the G.W. Graham football program. It was kind of interesting because in the first round of the playoffs, people know that they played Sardis out there, the Falcons, and a fairly new program out there. So it was the first time.
Bowl,
the Chilliwack Bowl.
The Whack Bowl.
Yeah,
the bowl.
There you go.
You call that the Whack Bowl.
They had quite the matchup out there, and great to see football developing out there and continuing to get stronger. And the community teams as well, right? And next, I know tomorrow there's a lot of community football playoff games out there, and next weekend as well, there's not only the BC High School Championships here, but also the Canadian Bowl for Corey. There's also the Vanier Cup, unfortunately, that UBC's not in that, but
it's football
community
season.
football. Yeah, community football next Sunday will be some championship action. So exciting times, that's for sure.
Best time of the year, no question about it. There's one more handoff here to Samuel Menace, who pushes for the sticks, and I think he's going to get a favorable spot here from the side judge.
But the story tonight definitely is, got to be the fact that the offensive line for the Grizzlies has done really an outstanding job of, controlling the line of scrimmage. Not a lot of, real big plays, but chunks of 5 and 6 yards here and there.
God, you just wonder, and not to take anything away from Centennial here, but you just got to wonder, Coach Turner and the gang there at Vancouver College probably tuned in here watching this thing, thinking to themselves, what just happened last weekend? Why are we not playing in this game against GW right now? And what could have been for that team?
Yeah, no question. And that's sports, right? I mean, that's why we play the game, right? And, hey, great job, Centennial. Dino.
Speaking of Coach Turner, just while we got him on top of mind, I know he just went through some retinal surgery, and he was kind of fighting it a little bit. So shout out to Coach Turner, who I hope is on the mend and coming off of pretty serious eye surgery there.
Boy, there's a veteran. What a great guy, and he's done such an outstanding job, coaching at Vancouver College. I remember the days playing against Coach Turner down at John Oliver High School when he had Willie Loftus and won a championship, won a BC championship at
Is that-
with the John Oliver Jokers. And
Is that when you were walking to school 20 miles uphill both ways in the snow?
in the snow.
yeah.
No, that was when I lived in Regina.
Okay.
Actually, exactly. So, hey, those were good battles. Lots of respect for Coach Turner, another one of those just great guys giving back to high school football. And Coach Turner, we do wish you a speedy recovery and
Victory
hoping that,
formation
everything's
for Fever and the Grizzlies as they take one final knee, and the GW Grizzlies are going to beat the Centennial Centaurs 19-0 and punch their ticket, Jay Prepchuk, to the Subway Bowl here at BC Place next weekend.
okay. Absolutely. Hey, great job, GW. Graham, congratulations. Have a great week ahead of you, and boy, we'll see you next Saturday right here in the championship game.
Yeah, some good respect there shown by both teams. And the celebration on here for the Grizzlies as they are going to play in the Subway Bowl. The upstarts out of Chilliwack take down the Centaurs here 19-0. We got about 45 minutes before kickoff of our next game here. Notre Dame Jugglers will take on the Terry Fox Ravens. We will have it for you right here, Sports Canada TV and BC Sports as well, live on YouTube. Check it out or get down here to BC Place. Still time to come down and check out the final game of the evening as well. But we will wrap this one up. Handshakes are underway. Your final score once again, GW Grizzlies 19, Centennial Centaurs 0. Grizzlies are in the Subway Bowl. Who will they play next? Jugglers, Ravens. Next, 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll talk to you then.